I call the honourable member Tracy Martin.
Kia ora, Mr Speaker.
Kia ora.
Thank you very much. I rise to provide New Zealand First contribution on the Copyright Parallel Importing of Films Amendment Bill. New Zealand First will be supporting this bill. I still find it incredibly interesting listening to the Labour Party contribution by member Claire Curran and also to the Green Party's contribution by Mr Gareth Hughes. Ms Curran's contribution somehow suggests that these New Zealanders, these cinema owners, are ripping off New Zealanders. That these New Zealanders who are running businesses with New Zealand employees are somehow ripping off New Zealand by asking for the continuation, a short continuation of a delayed release protection. That's what they're asking for. That's all they're asking for. And I find it fascinating that Mr Hughes calls this a statutory monopoly. A statutory monopoly is what he calls this. I'd have to remind Mr Hughes, and he apparently was on the Select Committee, so I would have thought he'd have known, that the DVD companies that have the right to release these DVDs and therefore sell them, they get protection also. So the pay-per-view channels cannot play any of these movies for a period of time after the cinema release, but pay television can't actually play these films for 9 to 12 months after the DVD people have got them, and free-to-air can't play them for 12 to 24 months after the DVD people have got them. So it's not a statutory monopoly at all that these poor little rural cinemas employing good, honest, hard-working New Zealanders in particularly difficult financial times who are seeking from their government and from their parliament a little bit more time to step up into the digital age. I don't think that's a statutory monopoly, Mr Speaker. I think that is New Zealanders asking from their elected representatives for the protections that they should have, the consideration that their government should give them when it talks about New Zealanders' jobs. And that's what I would say. These two members also appear to not have forgotten the other part of the conversation, which is actually about the ability for New Zealand films to be shown. There's a whole area of film production behind this conversation. There needs to be a window in which rural cinemas and New Zealand cinemas can show New Zealand-made films. If New Zealand-made films have to go straight to DVD without any of the coverage that they can get from being shown inside mainstream cinemas, they will lose money, that industry will fold, and let's just have a talk about how much money that industry brings in, shall we? A report by New Zealand's leading financial services from PricewaterhouseCoopers, Economic Contribution of the New Zealand Film and Television Industry 2012, indicates that the industry generated more than $3.23 billion in revenue in 2011. Now, I don't want to take too long, Mr Speaker, because this bill's going to pass. It needs to pass, but some common sense needed to be put into the conversation, quite frankly. When the Labour Party starts using the word choice, you need to worry, New Zealand, because that word has traditionally belonged to the right. What we've got now is Ms Curran standing up, and we've now got the Green Party standing up, talking about New Zealanders should have choice. New Zealanders should have choice. Damn to the sales, New Zealanders being employed. This is about choice. I think New Zealand needs to think very carefully in 2014 about which party they really need to put into power in this House. The party that truly stands up for New Zealanders, the one that puts New Zealanders first inside every piece of legislation, Mr Speaker. So New Zealand First will vote for this legislation.
Mr Speaker.
I call the honourable member Young Jan. Ni hao ma.
Very good.